Alright guys, what is going on? So chances are you're watching this video, number one, you're subscribed to the channel, and if it's later in the future of this video or whatever, you're probably watching it because you want to learn how to manual swap a 240SX. You can get a really, let me not turn like this. You can get a really good deal on a 240 by buying an automatic. You can get a clean one that was never beat on, you know, because not as many people are going to beat on an auto 240 as they are a manual. And basically, I've never done it before, so this is going to be my first journey on doing an auto to manual swap, but I've read forums just like all of you should. And yeah, so we have my 240SX here, the built SR20, you know, drift car, and then we have this auto Koki right here, which is a 97 factory automatic car. I actually got it from kind of the original owner, I believe. I feel like I got it from the guy that got it from the original owner. It was like grandma's car. But yeah, we're gonna be manual swapping it. So I'm not gonna explain everything because I've never done everything, but I will tell you what I think you need. All right, so this is the most of the stuff, you know, the bigger pieces that you're gonna need for the swap. So we have a new flywheel here. If you use the OEM flywheel, that's fine, but I just chose to get the full XDD kit. Real quick to get this out of the way, a lot of people do not like cheap eBay clutches. From my experience, I do not have this in this car, but I would put this in this car. I got this motor built and it came with a clutch that was somewhat new, so I left it in there. But whenever this clutch goes, I will put this in there. I'm not the biggest fan of their flywheels. I kind of like to stick to OEM flywheels just because that's like the OEM weight that's on the engine. I've read about it before, I just like that. But anyways, I need a new flywheel, so I got this. So this flywheel is good. It's actually in my girlfriend Zinky. So she has that. We have our clutch disc, we have our pressure plate, we have our alignment tool, and our pilot bearing goes into the crank. You will be needing to change that because the automatic one is different, I believe. Then you have your throwout bearing right here, and our clutch line I got from ISR. And then down here we have a new S14 drive shaft, which we should be able to use the stock one. So we have a new drive shaft right down here. We should be able to use the stock one in here as long as this isn't an ABS car, which I'm almost positive it's not. I haven't seen a module, and usually they're huge. But drive shaft, S14 trans. This is a S13 trans, I believe. I didn't want to use that because it doesn't have the hole in the top, number one, for the sensor, for the crank sensor or whatever. And then also, there was another reason, but S14 5-speed, S14 5-speed drive shaft, bunch of accessories. Let's get started on this swap by taking out the... So we're gonna get started on this swap by basically taking apart the automatic shifter. There's like a lever in there that goes down to the trans and like some other thing that goes to the ignition. I will let you guys know how it goes, but let's start tearing this terrible automatic thing apart. All right, so I obviously haven't like looked into this car at all, and I just went to take the center console off. Who needs this many pens? This was definitely an old lady's car. What is that? I'm gonna try to do this video like really like kind of in detail because even me being an experienced person working on 240s and stuff, looking at the automatic transmission down there was kind of like, wow, I really don't want to do this. So first thing, let's start small. Remove the center console. It's 4 Phillips head screws. 2 in the front, 2 in the back, no big deal. Hopefully yours doesn't come with 100 pens like mine. So next step, we're gonna remove the 4 bolts holding in the automatic shifter. All right, so I believe there's something holding it down in the bottom, which there's a lever straight down. I'm not gonna show you guys because it's kind of simple. You can just look up on the right side of the transmission. There's a lever with like a cotter pin and a bolt, I believe. So let me go down there, undo that, and then we'll come back up here to this. All right, so I got the pin out. That actually wasn't the problem. It needed to come out, but this was just so old, it was just seized to it. But the pin, just to explain to you guys, I don't have it in my hand. It's this little O-looking thing. You just push it and then slide 1 pin right out of a hole. It's really easy, and then you just pull it apart. So no, not a big deal. Now we got this piece loose. Pull this around this wire real quick. I know there's this thing right here that connects it to like the ignition or something. Alright, finally got this stupid freaking shifter out. Alright, so quick update because it's been a little bit. I don't even remember what I told you guys last, but I'm gonna go under the car, show you a couple things. So So here's the automatic transmission. We took out the cross member. We undid the exhaust mount from the trans. We are undoing the tranny cooler lines, which is the 17 or 19 bolt on the side, and then the other line runs up here. We haven't got that yet, and then they run to the front on the radiator. We got the drive shaft out. That's really important. Pretty much what we're working on now is undoing the bell housing bolts, and then there's something to do with the torque converter bolts. You have to go from like the inside and undo them. So after we do that, I will show you what's going on with that as well. Alright, so there has been a slight change of plans. I pretty much said screw dropping the trans. It is such a pain in the butt, and I remember doing it before in Melina's car, and getting it back in just sucked. And I know pulling these engines is no big deal at all. Plus, we want to get some of the stuff out of there, so I was like, whatever, let's just pull the engine, let's just get it out. Personally, I feel like doing it this way is much easier, and it allows you to get your head in the game of learning how to pull engines in general. It gets you, you know, the go around of what you can expect on your engine, maybe replace some sensors, replace some gaskets. You can do it either way, but we're switching this to the way of pulling out the engine, because getting to the top bolts in the trans, it kind of just sucked. And like I said, it's a better opportunity to replace other things by doing it this way. So enjoy this quick time lapse. Let it begin. Alright, so we haven't updated you in a while. You guys just got done watching the time lapse. We did a lot more. Like I said, we're just pulling the engine. So this was supposed to be a video to really help someone out, but it's like so hard to record everything. But like, I've never pulled a KA before.
The video's like, alright guys, so this is how you're gonna change out the fucking trans, everything else. And it's like the engine's out the car. It's like, yeah, so
we got like 314 mils, and yeah, you'll get it out. Anyways, it's not too bad. We did the basic stuff, you know, remove the radiator, some lines, some grounds, some plugs, a whole lot of grease, a little bit of tears. But yeah, so now we're about to start pulling the engine. We're gonna have a couple more things to unhook. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying the great content and feel confident on doing your auto to manual swap.
I'm telling you, we just flooded this here garage. What the hell?
Oh, I was hoping, hang on here. Open a freshy one just so they can hear it.
Wait for it. That's just, I would do the little like.
Next thing we have to do, we have to undo the alternator. I usually jack up all motors before I pull them, before the wires get tight, and then just start unbolting stuff like this to make it easier. We just got the heater core off. These, I couldn't get these hoses like at all. So we ended up undoing it from the firewall. We have to, all the trans wires, we're gonna pull out with it, like the automatic harness, and then we're gonna disconnect it here. So next step, we're gonna undo the alternator, the starter, and then this whole thing should pull right out. Alright, so we finally got the motor out. I must say this is a much better process than dropping that trans. That thing is heavy. It is heavy. So we're gonna pop this old flywheel off, and then we're gonna put our new flywheel and clutch on and everything. It's turning over the whole thing. I forgot. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do about that.
Alright,
we'll do the same thing.
What's going on?
Alright, so we have to get out the old
I don't even know if it would be considered a pilot.
Automatic adapter thing it's called, or something. So basically, we don't have a puller we want to finish tonight. So what I did was welded a 14mm socket in there. If this works, I'll be able to show you better of what we actually did. But it really, all I'm trying to do is break the seal between the thing and the crank. So if we do that, then we should be able to, you know, pull it out pretty easily. Ground good, so I'm gonna grab this fucking fork and shove it. Yep, look at that, son. Seabass engine. Always always making stuff work.
Oh, look at that. Hell yeah, man. Good on you.
Alright, so we got the clutch on, we got the flywheel on, we just removed the AC pump. It was unnecessary to put back in because we couldn't get the lines off, so we cut them. So we're gonna take those out real quick. Just literally just pull this back all the way to here, try to unbolt it with an adjustable. Same thing for this line. After we get the trans hooked up to this, we should be good to go to put it back in. Right, I'm just trying to think.
Are we running a soft line from the master to the slave or a hard line?
I bought a brand new line. Yeah.
Soft line?
Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead, buddy.
Just crushing nothing.
When you try to be cool.
Just crushing nothing. Cannot see. Alright, so we got the car back together, we got it running. I really have no idea where we left off, I am sorry. But it's just doing things like this kind of sucks to record sometimes because we've never done it before. So real quick, I'm gonna show you guys. We put the engine back in, we put it together normal. Okay, you have your normal automatic KA engine, I guess you could say. The only thing you have to do to get your car to start, over here, this top plug right here, unplug this, and then cut the wires down below and just loop that, plug this back in, and your car will start. So that's cool. Your car's running again, so you're good to go. After that, you have all these extra wires that you would wire to your reverse lights and stuff. That's not gonna happen in today's video. Maybe another time I'll show you guys how to do that. But if you really wanna know, just look on forums. It's really easy. But we got the car running, so that's super good. Now, Tyler just cut the brake pedal. We're not switching out the brake pedal to the manual brake pedal. We just cut it. A lot of people do it that way. Now we are going to drill the holes for our clutch pedal. And what's cool is Nissan left the factory holes on the automatic, so you just stick a drill bit up in there, drill it out. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna get that drilled out. Let's see how hard or easy this will be. Hopefully it's not too hard to get to.
You got no, that's the only thing we need. We literally just manual swapped this 14 in like
12 hours?
Not even, because you gotta.
It's 4 a.m.
Well, yeah, but we went and we were at Lowe's, Home Depot.
I started working on it like 3. It's 4 now, so like 12 hours.
All right.
11, 12.
Be fair, we found and we pulled the trans halfway, and then we're like, we're gonna pull the engine. If we would have just had a game plan from the beginning, this was such a last minute thing, but. Show them what we did. Show them that third pedal.
All right, so we got the third pedal in there. We got the clutch master in there. The only thing we are missing right now is a slave cylinder. Sadly, I didn't have one, so I'm gonna have to pick up one up from AutoZone tomorrow. But in under 12 hours, we manual swapped this in. In under 12 hours, we pulled a motor and put it back in and manual swapped it. And sadly, we don't have the slave cylinder, like I said. So just make sure everything's okay with the clutch. I'm just gonna start it up in gear. There is no pressure on it, so the wheels are just gonna free spin. But it's just to make sure, you know, that the clutch is in there, that the throwout bearing, you know, isn't dangling around or something stupid. So we've already started the car, so we know it runs. But here's our shifter, our 5-speed now, dude. Our 5-speed. Yeah.
That one tire fire life, hold on.
Go check the other one.
Oh, we're spinning them. Oh yeah. We're spinning them good.
An open diff light.
I'm looking, this one's like, I'm like, what the.
Alright, so there it is. We 5-speed swapped a 240 in under 12 hours because we started at like 4 and it's 4 a.m. right now. So I guess we're gonna probably end it there. We'll double check over the car and everything real quick, but we're tired. I'll finish it up tomorrow. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Actually, let's do a brief overview of what to expect. So, in the beginning of this video, I showed you guys everything that you need. You know, you get a trans, you get a clutch, you're gonna need a line, some wiring, bits and pieces. You're gonna need a clutch pedal, a slave cylinder, a master cylinder, and I'm probably missing a couple things, but just make sure you have everything. From my experience, I really suggest pulling the engine because if I was gonna keep this car forever, I would have went, like if this was that car, I would have done all types of gaskets, I would have replaced things that are cheap, but are just gonna make it more reliable and not all oily like this engine. It's just a better game plan. I've done transes in these cars and it's like, KA transes are tough to get in there compared to like SR transes. I don't know why. I think it's like the bell housing's just bigger. But yeah, so brief overview is, you know, briefly just drop the trans or pull the motor, swap the trans, basic clutch put on, and then put it back in. Like it's pretty easy to get the automatic trans out. Like it was kind of a pain, so we decided to pull everything. So wiring right now, like I said, the only thing to get your 5-speed swap running right here, literally this top thing, loop it, it will start up. I haven't read about it completely yet, but something on here is for the brake lights and the neutral position switch. Just haven't done that yet, not worried about it right now. And your car will be running. So, and then also drive shaft wise, you will need a 5-speed S14 drive shaft. Non-ABS, whether you have ABS or something like that, just read about it. But we took the auto drive shaft out. It didn't seem to be the same. It had like a coupler on it or something, and it looked to be a little longer. So just trying to get a 5-speed drive shaft, it will probably just make things easier, and you know it'll work. So yeah, that is it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you next time. Peace out. Keep it straight, I guess. We got a 5-speed.
Bang.